Hey everyone, it is time to talk about snow that's falling across the area. We're going to look at some of our WeatherBug network cameras and many other things. And don't have a lot of people on here,
Yeah, it's kind of
only
surprising.
about 30 people. Maybe they're tired of us talking about snow. But let's take a look at some of our WeatherBug network cameras. Alma, man, the snow is coming down. And then you can see Bella Vista too. Just a cold rain at the moment. People asking when's it going to change over? It's going to take a little while for that dynamic cooling to take place. Um, how about this one right here? A cold rain with a few snowflakes mixing in. But check out what's happening in Fort Smith. Oh my goodness.
Winter Wonderland.
Winter Wonderland.
Yeah.
And the ground is totally covered. And I wonder if something's wrong with Facebook because we're not getting any comments or anything
I'll
like
check
that.
on that.
Looks like finally switched in Rogers. Okay, we got someone that was on here.
Nice.
So we're just gonna see how much snow falls because there's a lot of uncertainty with the forecast. But man, those are big old flakes coming down. Let's take a look at Mount Sequoia here. The city of Fayetteville has disappeared. Check out the amount of snow that's fallen. And snowing good in Rudy. All right. So Rudy just north of Fort Smith getting that snow. Let's look at the Miss Laura's. Oh, wow. Ground is totally covered. So, number one, the models not accurate on snowfall in the river valley.
Not at all.
They said it was
Yeah.
going to be warm, and now it's snowing, and it's still snowing really heavily. Let's look at Mega Doppler because we got a lot of precipitation that's out there, and it's pretty widespread. So, yeah, we're just going to provide a quick update. If we don't get a whole bunch of people on here, I know people are working or in the middle of doing stuff, and this is just kind of popping it up pretty quickly. But regardless, let's take a look here at Mega Doppler. We'll zoom in and kind of show you what's happening across the area. So, first of all, we had temperatures above freezing, and now we're getting that dynamic cooling, and those temperatures are starting to drop, and that's leading to a changeover. Just to let you know, though, if we look at our iDrive Arkansas WeatherBug network or iDrive Arkansas camera, it's not a WeatherBug camera, but look at that snow coming down and covering the road. This is in southern sections of Newton County. So at Edwards Junction, if you will, getting some snow, and the snow rates are going to increase as well as that continues to system continues to move in. So I would say Rogers looking at 7. I don't know. Honestly, let's just see how much falls, and then we'll all go out and measure it, and then that's what we'll be able to see.
A lot of things are
kind of tired of asking, exactly how much snow is going to fall.
Yeah.
Because at this point, there's a lot of things that are kind of adjusting the forecast, including a dry slot that could be moving in. But we'll see how it evolves, and we'll just sit back and watch it just like you. But yes, 5 to 10 inches area wide still possible, not necessarily exactly set in stone. I do think higher elevations of Northwest Arkansas, Boone and Newton County and Madison County really going to get it. In fact, Highway 23, 16 are snow covered. Heavy in St. Paul. Let's look at our Huntsville WeatherBug network camera. That's some heavy snow.
That's some heavy snowflakes.
That's actually whiteout conditions. You can't even see off in the distance. That's how heavy that snow is. So thanks for that report. You got a wet snow mix in Branson. And then you'll see that snow as we go down into the river valley. And notice, too, at the very end, there's a burst of snow, a burst of heavy snow. And that's because of this system nudging in and strengthening. But let me show you what my concern is here.
And it's a big one. It's a big concern.
Yeah. Zoom out a little bit because I think all those colors sometimes freak out
the
radar.
Yeah.
So this is known as the dry slot right here. Dry slot is an area of dry air in the mid-levels, and this is already nudging into southeast Oklahoma. The actual low pressure system with this big, huge low, the center of the low is a little bit to the west of Dallas. Now you'll notice in the latest image, looks like it's kind of curving north. So if it curves north, this dry punch comes in. And by the way, that cuts off your precipitation. Now, the models didn't have this. The models had the dry punch down here.
Way further south.
This is way farther north. So, or should I say the dry slot? So actually dry punch. The dry punch of the system, dry slot, is also a good term as well. So, but
multiple different
yeah,
terms.
either way, it's a stinker.
It's a snow killer.
And it cuts off your precipitation pretty rapidly. So let's show you here on the satellite and radar. There's the system moving in, and
you can see it already choking off that precip.
boy, you can really see. Check this out down by Dallas. Look at that dry punch, just killing it. However, there is wraparound that's still materializing, and maybe starting to fill in a little bit better.
Yep.
And as the trough of warm air aloft starts to develop, this is where you get that heavy precipitation. See that band moving in, and the back edge of the system will be pushing out. By the way, there's been nasty storms in Texas, tornado emergency earlier in Houston, on the east side of Houston, with confirmed damage with that tornado. But yeah, so we're just starting to get that changeover to occur. And if we look at our individual satellites, you'll notice here it's still a rain in parts of Benton County, but that's going to change because of that dynamic cooling. What it takes is heavier precipitation. If you don't get the heavy precipitation rates, you don't dynamically cool the atmosphere. But you can start to see how that's lifting northwards. Springdale, you are getting snow as well. Starting to stick on the roads in Van Buren. So let's go back to our WeatherBug Network camera. You can see it on the parking lots for sure.
I'm not going to zoom in anymore on the Mega Doppler.
I don't know why it does that.
Just glitches. Can't handle the sauce.
Yeah, a lot of different colors.
Yeah.
There's a look at Mega Doppler. You can see the precipitation. It shows it as rain, but we know that's not the case, so it's wrong.
Look out the window,
but the purple is actually not ice. That's the heaviest snow you could possibly get. So that's
really,
yeah.
I thought that was mix.
No,
so that's pretty insane.
That's not mix.
That is really heavy snow.
That is a snow scale, and that is as heavy as it gets.
Wow.
Little tiny snow in Rogers now. So let's check that out. Yeah, that's starting to snow pretty good. It also has some rain mixed in.
Mm-hmm.
That is, by the way, Beaver Lake. Pinnacle Parkway Towers, a little bit of tiny snow. Mm-hmm. It's amazing how little of a distance it takes to cause really big differences in the weather.
Especially with a system like this.
New tornado warning now in Texas again. That's severe weather. It's really going nuts.
Critical angles, critical angles, critical angles.
I'm hearing rumbles. Was that just lightning?
I think that was a car because it kind of was like.
Okay, all right.
I was hearing that too.
I did. Yeah. I heard something. I heard a rumble.
It did sound very close.
If you guys heard a rumble, let me know, because that does sound a lot like that muffled sound. Yeah. Sounds a lot like a thunder snow, but
maybe a muffled truck.
Yeah, maybe. When should it start sticking in Fayetteville? Probably in a couple hours. Yeah, because you can see how this heavier precipitation is starting to lift northward. So there's the heavier snow, and once that starts to move in,
how about that? Rumble in Cave Springs.
Okay, people did hear that.
How about that?
So you did hear a rumble, and I did as well. I'm not seeing any lightning on there.
That could take a while.
But it doesn't take that long, though. It should pop up. That did sound a lot like a rumble. Okay, I'm going to be listening. Everybody listen, let me know. If anybody else heard that rumble in Fayetteville, because that did sound a lot like thunder snow. Wow. Yeah, that's
pretty crazy.
This is an intense system. This is an intense system. Snowing pretty good in Siloam at 33 degrees. So that's because the temperatures aloft are colder. So snowing a little bit, but not as much in Siloam. However, when you can see that precipitation is starting to increase and fill in.
Heavier band here too.
See the darker green? Mm-hmm. Darker green is precipitation. Some of that's still some rain, but yeah.
El nose in and cause heavier precipitation rates.
People are getting frustrated in Bella Vista. That's your stomping grounds. Yeah. So
maybe Colby's secretly there.
I'm gonna put you on the spot here. What's going on in Bella Vista?
Well, we have the Fayetteville fizzle. There is such thing as the Bella Vista fizzle too.
The Bella Vista bust.
The Bella Vista bust. Yeah, that's a great name for it. Remember how during the summertime too, we saw those little showers and storms, and they would always miss Bella Vista. maybe this is a similar situation here. I don't know. It's definitely a phenomenon. I also have a theory about the dry slot too, Dan, about Colby Ward, because he's driving through that area right now. And there is such thing as a Colby effect residue, where he kind of like leaves it behind, he kind of leaves a trail of pain. And I think that could be what's happening right now. That could be what's happening.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some tweets and retweeting stuff. Deer Park. That's the tornado. Josh Wise on that.
Nice.
Always the dry.
David said, "How's the temperatures looking? Are they trending lower?" Actually, they're pretty on point.
Pretty much right on the money.
They're right on the money right now.
We'll take a look at that. Yeah. I can tell you this, that there's some temperatures that are, you can see we're just about above freezing. And Harrison's at 32, though.
And you see how Fort Smith's at
flakes in Mulberry. Yeah, go ahead.
You see how Fort Smith's at 33 degrees, and we go and look at their camera here. I mean, you don't need it to be at freezing for it to stick if the snow falls heavy enough.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the radar, too, with those bursts of heavier precipitation, it can stick, and it's overcoming it. But I will say this, already 34 degrees in Fayetteville. If we keep getting this precipitation, it'll get down to 32 soon enough.
Yeah. Starting to accumulate on elevated surfaces. Not as much there. Let's look at Decatur. Decatur is just a cold rain.
Yeah.
So the problem is that here's the reason this isn't happening in Benton County, if you're wondering. The reason is that the precipitation isn't heavy enough. It needs to be heavier in order for that dynamic cooling to take place. Once that happens, then your transition will turn over to snow. Now, because of the track of the low, as you see with the banding a little bit farther south, Benton County, I still think, doesn't get quite as much snow as areas south and east of that.
That's because of the track.
On top of Mount Sequoia, it is 30 degrees and accumulating. Look at the difference that makes in elevation.
It's crazy.
You guys are awesome with your with all of your reports. That's a winter one.
Now let's kind of move that camera down a little bit. Well,
should we? It's a time lapse.
It is a time lapse. Kessler Mountain? Kessler Mountain's on a time lapse.
Kessler is not.
We can move that down.
Yeah.
We did that last time.
Here, I'll just hop onto it on my phone.
Oh, there you go.
That'll go a lot quicker.
Much easier.
Now, the only reason I tweeted out that dry slot is because it is a lot farther north than what the HRRR shows.
And it plays a huge role in this entire forecast.
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
but it is snowing. Okay, so let's see if it's accumulating. Oh, yeah.
It looks like it.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty easily.
Big time.
Yeah. Crazy.
Actually, this is a time-lapse camera too, Kessler. But that's all right.
That's fine.
We couldn't see anything anyways. Yeah. Coming down heavy in Fayetteville. Well, this is Fayetteville, by the way. So you can see that's Kessler Mountain. Just looking outside, we're getting more people now because they're starting to see more snow, and they're like, "Okay, we're not as mad at the meteorologists now."
Or they might be at work and going, "Oh,
okay, hey, all right." Just looking outside, Centerton close. It's cold rain. Looks like some sleet maybe. All right, let's look at that in the Bentonville area. So Fulbright is our best camera there, and that's a disappointment as of now. However, remember that we still have plenty of time for this precipitation to change over. In fact, you can start to see some snowflakes falling. The farther north you are, the later the transition will be, but it is going to occur. It is happening. And then we got Fort Smith. That's a winter wonderland, man. Yeah, it is coming down. Now, the roads are fine now, but remember that we're going to lose temperatures. They're going to drop later on tonight. As that temperature drops, guess what? You start to get more sticking. So, that is a good possibility, but also we'll have to see where that dry slot goes. But, the River Valley may get more, and which, by the way, the computer models kind of picked up on that. It did transition a lot faster. And honestly, that faster transition, which is why we didn't take out the snow completely in the River Valley. But, yes, we did have lesser amounts. Rightfully so, because all the models were showing that. But yeah, now you can see that this model is clearly showing a lot more.
Here's the problem though with the River Valley right now is that dry slot. I mean, it is taking aim right now at southeast Oklahoma, western Arkansas.
Yeah.
It's already starting to nose in.
Let's just, before we make comments about who got what and all this stuff, let's see how this whole pattern evolves.
Yeah.
There will be spots that don't get quite as much, but then again, that precipitation coming down heavier and colder than what the models show, it probably will be more than 1 to 3 inches.
Yeah.
So we probably got that incorrect. But David, let's wait, because if the dry slot comes in before this ends up start precipitating the whole thing, then it's going to be a lot less. So one of the things is with winter weather is patience. We have to remember that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Patience is key and is a virtue, because these winter weather events, they take a long time to evolve, just like what you're experiencing in Benton County.
Mm-hmm.
You will get snow. It's just taking a little while to get there, but it eventually will.
It's not really like severe weather where you have that
not
time frame where things are going to happen. You know it is.
And it happens so fast.
Yeah.
Here's a look at this is I Drive Arkansas with the Arkansas Department of Transportation. That, by the way, just so you know, is Edwards Junction in southern Newton County. Go ahead and show them southern Scott County.
Yeah.
Because they've already plowed those roads, but there's already accidents that are occurring. So that's that one right there. Yeah. This will show you north of Y City as we pop this up on the screen. Hopefully the camera is still going. There you go. So you can see it's a winter wonderland. It surely is a boom or bust. There is no doubt about that for sure.
And it's live, really, but there's that much snow somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Have you not seen? Check this out. Fort Smith. There's Fort Smith. It's coming down. Northwest Johnson County. Roads are slick. So Northwest Johnson County is in the foothills of the Ozarks. Yep. How about this? Paige, snow total still aiming to be similar to what you projected. My dog wants snow. Depends on where you're at, Paige.
Yeah.
Don't know. But yes, everyone will see snow. It just might take a little while for you to get to you.
Which was expected. This is exactly evolving.
Now, the snow as fast as it's happening in the River Valley is not expected. That's kind of where the nose of that energy is. And so I would say that River Valley might get more than what we were saying, 1 to 3 inches.
That's pretty heavy snow that's going down there.
But you can see that dry punch starting to try to move in right here. It's kind of filling in.
It's filling in a little
We'll see
bit.
what happens. It takes
So
a while, and it's all about patience.
So challenging. It really is really challenging.
Yeah, winter, you guys don't realize, I hope you do, but winter forecasting and snow accumulation, so hard to predict. So hard.
Yeah, because it's not like rain, forecasting rain. I mean, you got different ratios. You've got all kinds of dynamics going on throughout that column of air.
And you got to forecast exactly how much rain is going to happen at a house.
Exactly.
Which is what your guys are wanting for snow totals. And I get it. I know you want exactly what you think you're going to get, but let's just see. So the graph has 8.4 and it has 8.8 in Fort Smith. So it's picking up on that heavier snow. European is underdone. All the models were showing less in the River Valley, and now they're jumping. Now they're jumping on it and saying it's going to be more. So I would say that yes, we went a little low on the River Valley totals. Looking at this as of now, and that's coming down pretty good for sure. And there's no stopping in that in the meantime. So
man, that is heavy snow.
So again, when we look at this, the purple shades, that's the heaviest snow you can get. What I'll do is I'll take off this. My goodness, this is the DBZ, and we're looking at yellow DBZ for snow, even orange.
There was some orange. Those bursts.
Even red.
There's a burst.
Even reds.
Yeah.
So, and then you can see kind of this green. It doesn't show up as well, but that's a heavier snow band. And notice how light it is in Benton County. That's why you're not getting it yet. However, it still is going to fill in, and it just takes a long time for it to do that. So just got to be patient. Let's see how this evolves. Also, too, there's plenty of wraparound with the system, too.
That is starting to fill in better.
If we look at this again and look at the water vapor, there's the low pressure system. It is close,
It's close.
folks.
It's close.
It is way too close for my comfort.
Yeah.
That's for
I mean,
sure.
look at that. Phew, man.
Now, right at the nose of that, that's where you're getting the heaviest
intense snow.
precipitation. That's exactly
Boom or
where it is in the
bust.
river valley. And if we go to this, you'll get to see this. That orange colored air is dry air in the mid levels, and that cuts off precipitation. So
Now it does look like now I'm looking at the low here, the low pressure system itself. It does look like it's a little bit further east.
oh
in there.
yeah,
It's trotting a little bit
it
to
might
the
be
east.
right here, San
Yeah.
Angelo. Look at the very last imaging.
Yeah, it kind of trots a little bit to the east there.
It's close.
It's close.
My goodness, why does it always have to be so
It
close?
has to- dude, we were looking at and all
Always
the models.
has to be that
All
way.
of the models had the dry slot way southeast of here.
Yeah.
You know, and we didn't ever say it wouldn't, potentially move through here, but all of the data was in good agreement about that.
Yeah, that we weren't going to see that.
And that's why when we were showing the confidence, we never really go above moderate when in terms of the track,
Yeah.
because the things evolve just so rapidly, and you never know.
So our snow total, we're going to have to adjust in the river valley according to what we're seeing. But I will show you what we had for accumulations. So this is what preliminary from yesterday. And so, yeah, we went 1 to 3 just because that warmer air was supposed to be there, and it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot colder, and it's snowing heavily.
Mhm.
But that's right where the nose of the dry punch is. So it makes sense why it's snowing the heaviest. Some other cameras, Mount Magazine, it's just you can't
clouds
see anything. Yeah.
with snow.
You're in the snow.
You're in it. Yeah.
Lincoln is snowing pretty good as well. Reduced visibility. Harbor. Ooh, Harbor's purple.
Purple.
We'll change that.
That's
though.
a wintry mix.
And there's Lake Fayetteville, so that's snowing as well.
Whether
So
this is Josh and Dan. Gone.
no, Tim, can you please just wait? Just wait until the rest of the night and into tomorrow, and then let's see what it did. If there's nothing that happened, or if it didn't snow, then you can say bust. But don't say that now. We're at what, 3:40? We have until 6 a.m. for this winter storm warning that's happening.
Yeah.
So just wait. Just
Be
wait a little
patient.
bit.
Be patient.
All right. I'm going to go. We got to get ready for the forecast. You have a great rest of your night, and we'll be back when more updates continue to be refined. So see you later.